I spent a long time thinking that if I got back to being functional, then I would be healed. But I realized recently that being functional is not the same as being whole. The hardest part of my grief for me was not in the beginning. It was when life started moving again and my grief got quiet. Because in the quiet phase, you have to figure out who you are without the noise. I'm La, and if you're in that in-between phase where you look okay but feel more lost than ever, you're not doing it wrong. Let's talk about how we rebuild when the world thinks we're already done. Let's talk about the guilt phase. We all know the guilt sneaks in. Guilt will come sit right on your shoulder and you never ask for it, but it comes. Subconsciously, we feel guilty for living again. And that's just a part of grief. You feel like you've survived the storm, but now you're afraid of the sunshine. When I first started dating after loss, I felt guilty for laughing. I felt guilty for feeling those little tingles. I felt guilty for almost everything. I felt like I was betraying the love I had for my late husband. I went on plenty of great dates. I laughed, I had fun, genuinely. But in the middle of those happy moments, that guilt would come and just sit beside me like, hey, don't forget about him. It almost felt like I was deleting my past. I had to learn that joy is not a replacement. It's a requirement for survival. And in the midst of you trying to survive, there's people watching, and social pressure is something. People will watch you to see how quickly you're healing, how quickly you're getting over your grief. People will clock your healing, so to speak, more than they clock their own growth. But that's society, that's the world that we live in. We can't let that stop us from living. People expect you to stay in black forever because it makes them comfortable. I gave myself permission to be happy regardless of their timeline. My life is not lived for other people. It's not. I choose to do what's best for me and my household. Then there's another aspect of finding joy and being genuinely happy. Because you've been through trauma, your brain expects it. You're just waiting on the other shoe to drop. Like when life gets soft and you're not so much in survival mode, your traumatized brain gets scared. No matter how happy you are, no matter how happy you seem or want to be, your brain has been through a lot. You have been through a lot. That joy that you're experiencing, it's safe. But you're like, I've already lost once. I don't want to lose again. I had to, and I am still training my nervous system how to accept peace and be okay with peace. When you've been stuck in survival mode after loss or survival mode period, and then you're finally out of that and you're in a mode of relaxation, your body's like, hold up. This is unfamiliar. We don't know what's going on with this, So you have to train your body to accept what you thought was impossible to have. I journal, I listen to music, I have moments of silence. I sit in the car, I'm like, La, chill out. You're safe. You're safe now. You're okay. I talked a lot about identity confusion on my last video. It's still there. Identity confusion is that in-between area that you're still settling into. Like, I'm no longer Tony's wife, but I'm also not the full and complete new version of La yet. I'm right smack dab in the middle. Like, I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. The labels are still there as well. The widow. I am a widow, and I have accepted that is a part of my identity, but that's not all that I am. I can be the widow who survived. My kids still call me Superwoman. I can be the widow. I can be grieving. I can be partnered in healing. I can be grieving, partnered, and healing. With being all of those things, a lot of other things change as well. I went from solo survival mom to partnered intentional mom. That's a big shift for me. It took a lot of growing to get here. And that's why I don't let anyone disturb that. It's a huge mental shift. It's a lot of friction when it comes to letting someone else help you lead the household that you've been solo leading since the death of your spouse. There's a lot that comes with that, a lot of letting go and trusting that the person that you've entrusted with your heart and with your kids' heart is capable of leading. Is capable of leading with that same intention that you led with. There's plenty of times where I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize who I was seeing. Not in a bad way, just I'm not her anymore. Like, I'm not who I was before Tony passed. I'm not who I was after Tony passed as well. I'm becoming an entirely new person, and that's okay. We're supposed to change. It sucks that trauma forces you to change a lot sooner than what you originally planned on changing, but life will show you that God laughs at our plans. Life is short. I'm not tolerating anything that threatens my peace. I can't do it. I won't do it. I can't afford to do it. Those are all markers of a woman being reborn. I do firmly believe that a piece of me, the old version of me, passed away with Tony. When we lose our loved one, we lose a piece of ourselves. I kept the pieces that I wanted to keep and let go of the pieces that no longer fit me in this new season. I'm in a rebuilding season. I'm rebuilding everything. Myself, my house, my kids. Big miracles are rare. Small routines is where the magic happens. Those little tweaks to certain aspects of your life make the biggest changes. I started to romanticize a lot of things. I romanticize setting up my shower with intention to make it easier, so when I finish my day, I'm at ease, I'm relaxed. After the chaotic day, I am able to breathe. Romanticizing my morning or organizing my bathroom isn't extra. I deserve it. It's how you reclaim your environment after chaos. Grief, loss, healing, it's chaotic. You don't want your sanctuary to be chaotic as well. I had to learn to stop letting everyone into my space. Everyone's energy is not a good energy match for you. To rebuild in quiet, I had to kick out the noise. If your vibes, if your intention, if your energy does not sit well with me, you had to go. I don't invite everyone over to my house, into my space anymore because of that very reason. Some people have negative intentions, hidden agendas, and you won't know until it's too late. That's why I'm very particular now on who I allow to come into my space. Access is free. Your body will let you know if a person is meant for you or not. Sometimes we have them blinders on. We don't want to admit it. We don't want to believe, oh, this person, I like this person very much, but why don't I feel right when they're with me? Why do I feel like I have to walk on eggshells? That person is not in alignment with you. Stop giving away all your access. Let them show you why they deserve to be in your presence. I feel like once people realize that it's a privilege for anyone to be in your presence, you'll be more picky with who you allow in it. Let's talk about the steady versus the high. Healing isn't a high. I had to learn that, like, it's not a high. It's solitude. Like, it's just like mellow. You're chilling, You chilling. I like being bored. I love that. I feel like if my Tuesday is peaceful, then I won. Y'all can have that. Y'all can have the noise. Y'all can have the chaos. I'll go right outside and lay in my hammock and chill out because that's what I like to do. I'll read a book. I'll journal. I'll sit on the sofa with my kids and chill out. I am in a place, y'all, and I just know it's just nobody but God that took me here. Nobody but God. And I give him all the praise because I am at peace. And there's nothing nobody could do or say to me that would take me out of that. I'm at peace. I am happy. My kids are at peace. They're happy. We're able to talk. We're able to grieve out loud. We don't have to hide our feelings. That is peace. I used to hide my feelings from them, like how I felt with their dad passing, how I felt guilty that I was the parent left standing and their dad wasn't here, how I felt bad that they had to lose their dad so young. I used to hide all of that. I don't anymore. You guys, when you built a foundation and you've healed together, if you're healing together, That in itself is a blessing. I want to leave you guys with this because a lot of people like to say, oh, dang, y'all just get over people like that. Y'all get over it. You get over it. You don't get over it. You don't get over losing the love of your life. You don't get over watching your kids cry on their dying parents' chest. You don't get over that. You do grow. You grow bigger than it. You cannot allow your grief to keep you small. You grow bigger than that grief. Your grief is still with you. You carry it everywhere you go, but you don't allow it to keep you there. You have to move forward. Like, I imagine my grief as like a little circle. But my life is bigger than this circle. We're growing every day. My kids are healthy. They're thriving. My little one is growing. We're rebuilding this house. We are doing all the things, and it's so much bigger than my grief. Our happiness is bigger than our grief. I'm not just living for me. I'm living a life that honors everything that we've been through. You are not a mess for being confused in the quiet. I want you to know that healing is not a grand reveal. It's not having a panic attack when you have to write or leave the dad name blank on the school forms. It's those little wins that show that you are healing. It's letting your life expand without asking for permission. If you're in the quiet and confusing phase right now, I want you to know you're not doing it wrong. You're just under construction. You're rebuilding. And the finished product is going to be jaw-dropping. I talk more about this in my newsletter. I'll put the link below and you can sign up whenever you're ready. Let's build something beautiful out of the quiet. I'll see you in the next one.